Hey friends, Dr. Nixon here. Today in this training, I'm going to walk you guys through how to have an incredible evening time or nighttime routine to optimize your health, decrease stress, maximize your hormone potential if you're a man, how to naturally increase testosterone if you're a man or a woman, how to balance cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. You can do things after dinner towards the evening time that would literally set your body up for incredible sleep, incredible rest, deep REM cycle, as well as a better morning the next day. So we're going to start with connection. There's a massive research study that was recently done that talked about longevity and health span, and it had a lot of different measurements of like health and blood work and hormone levels and nutrition and water intake and all these different things. The number one factor that predicted longevity was the health of your relationships, connection and relationships. So I'm going to give you guys some of the tips and tools, the practical things that we do as a family that we've adopted in our marriage and our family with our two kiddos. I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. And so these are just some of the things. So if there's something that stands out to you and you want to adopt it or take it, by all means, please do. But make this work for you. So let's jump into some of the practical things. I'm going to start here at dinner time. I think dinner time is just an easy place to start as you're winding down your evening. This is just something that we have been doing recently in our home. We'll gather around the dinner table. We prepare our meal and everything. Everyone sets the table. Lincoln and Lily have their different tasks. We light a candle and then we hold hands. And then we say this, we go one, I lead it. I go 1, 2, 3. And then we all say, Jesus is the light. And then we say the Lord's Prayer as just a way to enter into this special moment of connection around a dinner table. And don't get me wrong. Don't listen. My kids aren't perfect. They're loud and they're messy, and sometimes they obey and sometimes they don't obey. And sometimes they get water and sometimes they fight over where they're going to sit or what fork they want to use. But if we can have a moment of pause to bring connection to our family, it sets up the rest of the evening really, really well. So that's a little practical thing that we've been doing. And then we want to have meaningful conversations. And again, this is in the middle of messy things, right? But one of the things we'll talk around the table, we'll do something like our highs and lows. We'll ask the kiddos, what was your high for the day? What were your lows for the day? And each person goes around and we practice eye contact. We practice not interrupting. But you can do this as adults too, even if it's just your husband and wife sitting at the table like, hey, babe, what was your favorite part of your day today? Did you have any hard parts of your day today? Men, listen, your job's not to fix the hard parts. So just try to listen. I'm very guilty at trying to fix the hard parts of the day. There's also different connection questions that we'll use. One of the things I love with our kids, again, Lincoln's 8 and Lily's 4, I'll ask the question, what made you laugh today? Was there something, especially because if you say something like, how was your day at school? Sometimes they're like, good. Oh, okay, cool. What was good? All of it. So maybe a better question that I have found is this: what made you laugh today? Another one: if you could replay one part of your day, what would it be? If you could replay it, if there's something that was special or fun, what would it be? So another thing we do, we have these little virtue cards. They're different character traits, and we'll walk through them. Again, the goal here is connection. So add one of those in, and that can really, really, really help dinner time transitioning into evening time. Let's get practical on the gut next. So one of the next things for a lot of us, we would say as we age, the research would say after about the age of 40, you make less enzymes. So if you deal with higher blood sugar or a slower metabolism or bloating, gas, acid reflux after dinner, one of the tips that you could start trying is to add in enzymes. So this is the digestive enzyme. This is the one I like. It's from Designs for Health, really, really clean brand. If you have any of those symptoms I just mentioned, this would be helpful for you. If you don't have any of those symptoms, you could, but you also want to aid in your digestion process. All you have to do is just put a little bit of lemon in your water. And that would be helpful for you there. Very, very simple, very, very practical way to increase metabolic health. All right, so now we're going into cleaning up the kitchen, getting ready for the next day, and bedtime routines. We do story time, we do prayer time. We don't do screens. We don't. I told a patient this earlier today. We don't have a TV in our house. It's been a sweet gift. We have completely. My wife is who led us in that direction. I don't know if I would have made it there without her, but we don't have a TV. And so we do a lot of books. And so evening time, no screens. Same for adults. We try to put our phones away, airplane mode them. And so we're doing book time. We're doing prayer time. We brush our teeth, obviously. For our kiddos, we're using this stuff, Rise Well toothpaste, fluoride-free. Hydroxyapatite for remineralization. We were told about a year ago that Lincoln needed to get two teeth pulled. I told one was really, really bad, and so he did. The other one, I told the doctor, hey, I want to try and save it. She said that's probably not going to happen. And so we did it. We used silver, coconut oil, Rise Well toothpaste. If you have tooth questions and you want some help, just book a discovery call with me. I'll give you my resources of how we did that. And we were able to, we just got new x-rays. We were able to save it, which also meant saving a good bit of money. But I don't want to pull teeth unless I have to. All right, magnesium. This is a big one. If you only learn one thing from this, I want you to learn this. Magnesium is very, very helpful for the body in many, many scenarios. There are different versions of magnesium out there. Magnesium followed by some words. You'll see L-threonate here, L-threonate. You'll also see magnesium glycinate, magnesium citrate, magnesium oxalate. They all do slightly different things. The reason I like this one the most for bedtime is because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. It is the only magnesium researched to cross the blood-brain barrier. What does that mean? It's helpful for your brain, cognitive function, memory, also helps promote deep, restful sleep. So you have REM, rapid eye movement, boom, 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 right? And then you have sleep, and then you have deep sleep. In about 8 hours of sleep, you'll get about 2 hours of deep sleep. That's what you want. Magnesium will help you get there. Take it an hour or so before bed. If you deal with anxiety, you can also take this stuff in the morning. It's also helpful for that as well. Very, very good version of magnesium there. So then after that, so this is where it gets good. If you're a married couple, I want you to pay attention here. So we tuck our kids in to bed. We have dinner. We tuck our kids in. We have about an hour, a couple hours, 3 hours, depending on what time they go to bed, for quality time or connection. My wife's love language is quality time. Mine is not. Mine is by words of affirmation. Right? So quality time is really important to my wife. It is easy to get to the end of a day and go, I'm tired. I'm fatigued. Man, putting the kids to bed tonight was rough. I actually just want to sit on the couch and scroll my phone. Or I want to sit on the couch and just watch TV and disappear. I always want to disappear into a book. What we have found more valuable is to create connection in marriage, obviously between husband and wife. And I lead that by preparing beforehand of what's going to happen. Because I get to the end of putting the kids to bed and I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to do much. I don't want to think. I actually can't think. I'm too tired. But if I prepare ahead of time and then I tell my wife our intentions of, hey, babe, after the kids go down, I would love to, and then here's my options. I would love to go through a Bible study together. We're doing Ecclesiastes right now, the toiling of life, and there's no purpose. You just toil away. So we're doing Ecclesiastes right now. Heart-to-heart questions. Hey, babe, is there anything that's happening in your heart that I'm not aware of? The answer is probably yes. If a husband asks his wife, yeah, there's probably something in there, and she's going to say it, and then your job is just to listen and reflect and hear her. I'm a work in progress on all of these. Sometimes we'll watercolor together, just watercolor, keep our hands busy while we're talking. It's really sweet. My wife loves to watercolor. I don't. But it's a thing to do with each other. Withness is important. Create Academy is another one where it's an online thing. It's actually videos, a content of how to do creative things. Gardening is on there. Composting is on there. We did a big garden this summer. It was really beautiful. So we learned a lot of things from Create Academy. From there, now you're getting ready to go to bed. This is really, really important stuff. If you are on a cortisol management protocol, which a lot of my patients are because they've done cortisol testing. Cortisol is your stress hormone. I take care of a lot of patients who, how would I describe this? Get a lot of stuff done. And some are moms, and some are CEOs, and some are executives, and some are small business owners, and some are teachers. And they just have a high capacity for doing stuff. And all stress isn't bad, but when cortisol goes through the roof, it affects other hormones. So we do a lot with cortisol management. If you need help with cortisol testing, click one of the links below. I'd love to connect with you. But this is where it's really important to mitigate or manage or help your cortisol here. Okay. So some of the things that you can do, you can just work into what you're already doing. So a lavender shower, for example, using a lavender essential oil in your shower. Another one I love doing in the shower is I keep the lights off and we use a salt lamp. It's plugged in to one of the outlets, and that's what we shower with at night instead of turning on the giant bright lights. In the summertime, I shower outside and it's dark and it is fantastic, but it's really helpful for your circadian rhythm and supports your cortisol. This is where you would do any like skin stuff, evening time. Again, your supplementation, if you're doing a detox, is where you throw your binder in, but this is where you throw your magnesium in. This is where, if you're doing cortisol management, something like Cortisol Manager, you would put in here as well. Peptide support you would do in the evening time is really, really helpful. If you're doing peptides for like muscle growth or muscle recovery, men, pay attention to this: fish oil at night. Fish oil at night. Why? Because omega-3s help make all of your hormones. All of your hormones are made of fat. Okay, remember that. All of your men and women. If you take omega-3s before bed, men, it'll help you naturally produce more testosterone. Okay, coconut oil for your teeth, silver swishing for your mouth. Make sure you're hydrating. I love putting minerals into my water for my evening time, bedtime hydration as well. And then now you're getting into bedtime. So we're sitting in bed, we're reading books. I use my blue light blockers. That's these guys right here. Orange film, everything's very, very orange. What happens is when light, specifically blue light from a screen, a TV, or even artificial, like from the street light, hits your eyes, it tells your body not to make melatonin. Not to. But I want melatonin because it's going to help me get into a deep sleep. So I use these in the evening time to protect my eyes from that so I can produce more melatonin. Temperature-wise, you want your bedroom temperature nice and low, 68 to 72 degrees. The research shows that helps with melatonin releasing. It also helps get you into a more restorative sleep. Easy to do. Books. I love reading books. I love reading business books. I like reading self-help, marriage books. But at bedtime, what can be best is a calming, non-scary fiction book. Okay. Something that's not going to spike your adrenaline or spike your cortisol. This is where you can use sleep music. Things like whole tones are really, really calming and support your body and your circadian rhythm. And then have a goal for bedtime. Like, man, I want to be in bed, head on pillow around 10:30. The more hours you can get before midnight, the research shows a better chance of getting deep sleep. So remember that if you can get to bed 10:30, that can be even more optimal for your circadian rhythm there. So I like these glasses. They're fantastic. They're fantastic. And once in a while, we do have a computer. We'll watch a show maybe once a month. We're currently watching Chosen. We're probably like, I don't know, 3 seasons behind all of you, which is great. We just take our time through it. But I wear these. And yes, it's very orange, but it protects my eyes from the blue light. So again, think through these things. Is it managing cortisol? Is it setting my intentions early at dinner time? Are there things that I can do in the connection zone? Husbands, leading your marriage. Like that's really powerful and transformational. I have not always been good at it. I'll be the first to admit I've actually been really bad at that. And I've had to learn a lot along the way. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of that. If you're not doing that, maybe try that. Is it the way I take a shower at night? Is it simple things? Is it adding lavender? And that magnesium is a game changer. I'm telling you, if you want to start with one thing, maybe just pick that. But yeah, think through what you could do, 2 or 3 healthy habits. Blue light blockers, again, it's not a permission slip to look at blue light at the evening time, but if you're going to, maybe start using some of these can be really, really helpful for that part of your bedtime circadian rhythm and getting to bed on time, getting deep sleep. I'll tell you guys, getting deep sleep is really, transformational to your health. There's so many things that happen at nighttime. Your body heals, it restores. You're getting deep sleep. Your brain cleans itself. It's called the lymphatic system. Your body can process emotions. It can process trauma if you get into deep sleep. There's also research being done in the brain scan neurology and Christian faith world, where they're saying, man, like the Holy Spirit is at work in the second half of your sleep. So the first 4 hours to regenerate your body, the second 4 hours, you're literally processing through emotions. You're having dreams, you're having thoughts. The Lord is working on your behalf. I think it's the lion's share. He's holding the load and he wants to do things in you and through you and for you. I believe it. So anyways, I hope this was really, really helpful and valuable. Get some deep sleep. Love you guys. This is Dr. Nixon. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.